Welcome to the swing trade watch list for March the 6th. It's actually for March the 7th. This is after hours future ES minis. Right about here is where we were at the close, and I took this shot about 6:15, and it's delayed 15 minutes, 7 minutes, so it's already started down into this area and gotten low enough that if it kept going down, 26.78.25 actually triggers my F25 short watch. This probably, or I say short watch, will trigger the red zone. This probably will give a little bounce right here and then head on down, but when it comes back down into this 26.78.25 area or 26.78.50 possibly, if it gives this bounce, it's going to trigger the red zone on the futures. The bigger trend on the F50 factor has been in a downtrend anyway, so it's just a retracement re-entry. Intraday this morning, I put this out in the trade room at 10:44 a.m. to watch 248.40 on the DIA. I was watching for setup for some short setups, and we got that alert when it went off. I was watching this same exact chart I show that we use on everything, and this one is going to go red zone, and that was up in this area, and we were able to pick up some pretty good shorts right there for that short period of time before the market turned and bounced. I tweeted that out later. Also, on our subscriber video last night, we had featured these for long watches, and this ECL and LYB both gave really nice runs. PSX was up. CI hadn't done much at the time, and a couple of these didn't go anywhere. This was up a little bit. Data went down, and those are some nice setups there, especially LYB and ECL. I did put this in the trade room. I missed the trade. We were watching it right here, and then it pulled back later and came on back up. This was set up on our red zone, green zone pullbacks, and it was in the right place last night to actually do a little pullback and go up. And it gapped up this morning, pulled back just right on our 25 factor, and then broke on out. Nice trade this afternoon. I did not get that one, but I had it in the room as well. And this ECL, same thing. Pulled back this morning, and then this was still in the uptrend, gave the pullback retracement and a really nice run there as well. As that was going on, watching the DIA, I was kind of monitoring some stocks, and I picked up on INSEE on a short watch here. And so when that alert went off, went straight to INSEE. This right here closed at 10.50, so that was right in this 10-minute bar here. Was able to get this quick short here for a really nice quick sell-off, and was able to get Baba in the room for a quick sell-off at the same time here. 10:45 got this was a really nice, went right into the inflection point off the open price. So that was the best of the two, and then I didn't get to call this, but I did take it. I was on my Skype buddy, and this I just saw it is on the fly. It's just too fast to call it in the room. At the same exact time, I looked up my chart, saw this breaking, and took it as well. So between those three trades, that was about $3, but even taking Baidu out, it put almost $3 in the room per share all at one time, and we had the help of the market in our favor at that time. And this was a DIA. I've been running it in the SPY. I keep a watch on them, and that's when this was setting up right here is when that alert went off at 10:45 into this sell-off, and that's when those trades took place. And then we got a nice turn and a run back up on the market in between, and then we went into this chop zone all evening. And then I just showed you what the future doing after hours so far. I really didn't expect us to get much up today. The SPY is running into the 50-day. This is intraday. This is your 50-day bar. Opened right into there this morning. Tried to revisit that area a couple of times and just never could even get anything going. SP 500, the 50 days way up here, so it didn't get close. This is still the key. We get a run up on the SPY. You see the SPY break that 50-day moving average. This is what you want to look at. What's the SP 500 doing? And then here's your Dow. I don't see my line. Hold on, I gotta find it. I just had to switch to a shorter time frame chart. 25,281, so it's still way up here at the 50-day. And you can see it right here on the chart. The blue line is your 50-day. We'll run back through those on the daily, see what they look like there. And like I say, the futures already got us back down this way already. You can see how close we're coming in on the daily chart. That's a little doji candle. We're probably going to get a pullback, especially based on what the futures are saying. You can see where the SPY ran in right in almost to the line. Like I say, if it tries to go up here again tomorrow, this is the one you want to be watching. See what it does when it gets there. Get these watch lists pulled up. We got no bear breaks for the week so far. We got a few bull breaks. A couple of bears on the daily today. We didn't have anything there yesterday, if I remember right. And these just barely got down far enough to get into the bear zone. And then here's your crossovers into the bull zone today. So we'll be reviewing those and see how they're setting up on their respective charts. Do the 3-minute tutorial. We'll get on these charts. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, a bear zone, excuse me, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean. You'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50-period moving average. This orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here. And the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent, it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look if I'm short, say from here, This is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. Through time, I've got several comments and emails from viewers that don't subscribe to our services but do watch our videos and basically say, hey man, I'm getting some good trades off your videos. I wish there's a way I could contribute, and I don't want to sign up for a membership. So I finally went and made a donation button. You can find it 2 places. On any video, we're including it at the bottom. You just click the show more button, and shortly down there you'll see support our channel, a donation through PayPal. You can click right here, pay through or make a donation through PayPal. Any amount you want to put in there is acceptable and appreciated. And then on our website, you can go to daytradersetups.com, press the YouTube menu item. It'll take you to this page, and there's a donate button there as well. And we appreciate that, appreciate the suggestion, and thank you ahead of time for any donations sent. We appreciate it a lot. Okay, like we saw just a moment ago, we don't have any weeklies on the bears. We do have our bear list here, our bull list on the dailies, on the weeklies. This cleared at 39.94. That's your line right here, is the value where this went into a weekly bull zone. This stock's been running on the daily for a few days now. 4th day up here on the daily. It's now broke. It's really rebroke. You know, we show you the chart so you can see this. This is when we featured this right here. First time weekly bull zone break. So we're really showing you, and that's your consolidation we're looking for. We're showing you the chart so you'll know if it's a new alert or an old alert. It's just a re-strengthening of this already big up move. This thing has never lost any reason to get out of this. If you're in a long-term swing trade, you want to take long-term swing trades on weekly charts. So there's a really great alert that was put out all the way back in the week of the 22nd of December. This stock's gone up 25%. First time here, breaking this little consolidation, getting a little momentum it's had for a couple of weeks, and finally getting on up into the weekly bull zone. KLAC had another pretty strong day today. I did not pick up on it yesterday. It didn't have enough volume for me to trade it, and it really was kind of a sloppy intraday chart. It ran up, then it pulled back same time the market did. Gave an excellent bounce at the exact same place the market did, right off its open price, and gave a nice $2 trade. And it probably had more volume by this time. I just didn't go to the chart. I had it on the chart actually, but it's continuing on up here on this weekly, back into the bull zone where it was. And I guess technically all this together is a consolidation period. So this is the first time it's tried to come up since way back here. So it's kind of back to where it was in the bigger scheme of things, and trying to get some momentum to the upside. Pretty strong looking on that weekly there. Light, this is probably not a consolidation at all, and it's coming back into the new high, so this is not really what we're looking for. This is not a weekly consolidation either, just kind of coming back up to where it was. It is gaining momentum though, and it is getting back up into these old highs here. It had a pretty big strong day yesterday, and then pull back, and then another, followed by another nice strong day. Week. Last week had a big week, and it's had 2 nice days to this week. $1.90 today. WDC broke out this morning, and to my surprise, I actually had it on a chart and didn't even look at it. Gapped up this morning. Had two pretty good days in a row here on the daily, and they gapped it up and took it up really nicely this morning. No trade there by us. Did hold the 50 week last week, and now it's into the bull zone. It's not a really nice consolidation, but it's overall a big consolidation, and this is the first time it's touched a weekly bull zone alert in a long time. All the way back last year, you don't see this. We're looking right here. This is a true false statement. The top line, red or green, first time this has been up since way back here in May. Could be something setting up there to that. You've had 3 nice days. You broke out of its most recent highs, going back into all the way into January and even further back beyond this high. It was created in November before the gap down. So might be something to this. It's setting up well, and I'm putting that on a long watch myself. And the last weekly is this gap up from last week. I assume there's something going on there. It's not nothing that's moving, so it's probably a buyout or something like that. I got no idea. When it's like this, it don't even matter. I don't waste my time figuring out what's going on because it don't have anything to do with trading. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter or StockTwits at Daytrader Setups. And our website is daytradersetups.com and swingtradersetups.com. Don't forget, this video is being brought to you by our premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. They're real-time alerts. They're posted on our website, and we're looking at our bull zone weekly and daily breakouts and our bear zone weekly and daily breakouts that are in one category on the website. And there are other categories that are more aggressive for the more active trader as well. And by having a subscription to that service, you get all these alerts intraday as they happen, and one subscription gets you access to everything, as well as our chart system. If you would like to get it, I can set you up a couple of different ways to have the green and pink lines available for your charts as you review. Let's go forward. Moving on to our dailies. Again, I'm trying to get this thing on and off for you quick as I can. Alright, we got a bear zone daily. Let's get on that daily chart. This has been selling. This is not consolidation break. This is where it originally came in, gave this bounce, and is reversed back down off the 50-day. Back into this double bottom, triple bottom now. You really don't know what they're going to do when they get down here. It's just gotten to the level, like I say, it's not a consolidation break. It's kind of extended out here again, so this could actually be a support area. You got this weekly old high, which is resistance that now became resistance again. You can see the high this week where we're stuck right here, and this is in the weekly bear zone. Crossed in there last week is one of the stocks we had on the weekly bear zone last week. That's the true right here, and it's continued to go down and has momentum. So this is where it's got to get back through to be a bounce for sure, and it really needs to try to hold this level, and it did not hold it today, and that's the low of this daily back here on $74.15. Hog, not a consolidation break, but it has been sideways here for a while on the daily, and it's just picking up more and more momentum. It actually came in here a few days ago. It is trying to hold this spot here. It did close below it today, and that level is $44.52. Over to the daily bulls. This is going to be our bigger list. See if we can move through these pretty rapidly. We've got 23 stocks on here, so that's 30 seconds a piece. That's 12 minutes, and that puts us at 30 minutes. We don't want to get over. AAP just in this consolidation here. It is trying to pick up the momentum again. It had pretty good earnings, I think, the other week when it did this little gap up right here. Had a $2 day today. And a really nice midday run like some of those other stocks. It really broke out really nicely around 117 and put in a $2 move there. I like that setup. We got a lot of market factors there now. AMBA had a pretty good day. I thought it was going to sell off again, and it ended up having an up day. I did not. I saw it, but I didn't trade it. I had it on a short watch actually, and it ended up going up, so it didn't trigger to the short side. So it had, had earnings the other day, and it's pretty interesting here. Most of that move was early this morning before 12 o'clock, or actually before 11. And then just kind of sat there with the market. Got the 50-day and the 200 on top of it here. This stock definitely needs to be paid attention to. If it breaks out of these key levels up here, which could be a whole 4 or 5 days from now, this could give some explosive moves. Any gap up above these 200 and the 50 here that comes back and test it could be an explosive day as well. So maybe you want to set alerts on those levels. ARE went through the 50-day yesterday, opened, went back down near the 200, tested back above. That's strong that it did that close. It's not a super consolidation, but it is the first time it's been on the bull zone in a long time. So it's starting to get the momentum building up, and you got these little support resistance lines back here behind you, and it's closing above those. So that's a worth watching stock if it's one that you're interested in. I don't know anything about it. I know the real estate REITs are in a lot of pressure, so need to do your own due diligence. AXS, big day, 2 days in a row. Gap up and then another follow up here with another big day. And it's definitely gaining momentum, and this morning went into our bull zone from here at this 51.76 level. AYI, big day. This is a hard stock to day trade because it gets kind of spready and thin sometimes. It had a 625,000 volume today. It is back up through this support line 153.28. It's that number you want to stay above there, and it's breaking out of this little consolidation down here and giving the first sign of the bull zone break with momentum. And it broke out about midday as well for that nice run, and that was a $5 run when that thing broke out. Right here. That's where it broke out for that really nice run. Now on our subscriber service, on our other alert service, this went green zone back here on a short term 50 on the 4th. On the morning right here of the 5th, below 147, it triggered the F50 factor on this little pullback for a setup on a longer term trade. By the end of the day, or actually it was at middle of the day, it was actually 9:40 a.m. on the 5th, right here. It triggered at 148.40 on our 100 factor, that's the kind of stuff we start looking at swing trades. So that's right in here at 148.40. We gave that green zone alert on our 100 factor right here. That's a nice $5-6 move there in a day and a half. And what we teach on our alerts is 4 to 6 factors up. Then generally you'll get a pullback between 4 and 5 factors. You'll pull back to a retracement zone and re-enter and get another 6 to 8 factor move. So 6 to 8 factors, we're trading a 100 factor chart. That's another $6 to $8 after the pullback. Now right now it's already made a 6-factor move off that alert at 148.40. It also broke a perfect trend line when it did that back here. If you went back and drew a trend line down across these lines, that's where you lined up right here when that broke out. So all kind of things come together there. You can see if you drew a trend line right here, that's where you're lining up at. And that's why we call that the trend shift indicator. Because it will generally, you want to have a line. You want to, we teach that, find a trend line. You want to be breaking that trend line. So that's what this did yesterday morning into the longer term trade. Now, if it's going to set up for a pullback, this would be a likely spot at this old high up here at 155.17. So then if it does a 4-factor pullback, then from 155 that takes you back to 151 down in this area here, and that will probably, could be a little bit lower, a little bit higher. That's where it's going to tie back in to our, what's creating here off of our algos, the uptrend line. It'll pull back into that area and it'll give another bounce, and when it does, now we won't give an alert on a retracement until it comes off of the retracement at least 2 factors. That's a $2 bounce before we even put an alert out on it. After that $2 bounce, we predict 6 to 8 further bars. And back on your daily, this is some resistance lines you got to deal with. This is a AYI chart I was just telling you about on our premium alert service. This had already got up the first breakout. We teach if it's too far away from our trend shift pivot zone prior to the green zone alert coming in, which you see how far it was way up here, that it's going to pull back. And it did. And it actually lost it, and it could have lost it here and went further down, but it didn't. It got back above it, revisited it, and that was on the March the 5th where we pulled back here, revisited on that morning and came up here. At the same time, here's your one. That's a 50 factor we're looking at, and these are your longer term for your higher ATR stocks, and you want bigger numbers in the factors for swing trades. This is what was going on over here from the middle of February on the 100 factor, and when it came up, crossed over on the first, but didn't trigger the long. It's going to pull back. Sometimes it'll just pull back and hold this area and then go. This happened to go deeper. Came back up on the second. You got the days right down here. Came back up on the second. Tried to trigger the green zone right there. Held up on this trend line, and then it triggered again on the 5th at the 148 40 area I was giving you, and then you see what kind of move this gave. Now this was tying in on the 5th. This is the morning of the 5th, be right in here when it came up on this 100 actually green zone. See how I went back red zone for a moment, so it had to turn us back to green zone, which took the close of this bar way up here at this time. But this is exactly what we teach of how these work and interact with these our green and red zone is how we work the charts. It's a great system, serves you well. It doesn't say jump in right here and it's not going to pull back, because it does. But if you learn how to read them, it actually or know what we're telling you when we send these alerts out, that this is what the setup is, you can plan that kind of trade. If you go over to swingtradersetups.com, this is exactly where you land, and I do a calls in action little page here that's open to the public. I actually took tonight and put a fresh post out here. Normally this is in a members only area. This is running our F50 factor red and green zone projections. So the first list here is F50 swing trade red projections, crossover currently in the green zone. So these are stocks that are uptrending, but they're close enough on my factor system that they are predicting in our projection if the price goes to this level. That don't mean it will. Many times they pull back they're in an uptrend, they pull back to the uptrend, and that's where that's an inflection point. So as they pull back there, just like right here, pulls back is an inflection point. If it pulled back here, that'd be an inflection point. So these are sitting right in these areas, very close, and it's giving you the one factor. So one factor down will turn these into a red zone, and we got the market trying to roll over, so I put these out today. These are the exact price that will trigger that red zone. That don't mean they don't bounce back in and stay red zone and go back down again, but that's the trigger prices on a group of stocks here. And then the stocks that are in the downtrending that have not already crossed over into the uptrend, currently in a red zone, so they're downtrending, but they're close enough to trigger to the upside. These are the trigger prices on those stocks right here. You can see that for free. I can actually take them all the way down to the 2x. That's got two factors to go that may trigger along. And this is if they go straight up from where they are. They may pull back and then go back up. So that's a free look at that right there. That all you got to do is go over to swingtradersetups.com, click on calls in action. It'll take you right to that page. I do that occasionally. I don't do it very often. Let's get on down this list. Deckers is going up here out of a consolidation area. I think I mentioned this yesterday or last night. I had it in the video actually with our other guys. We talked about this stock. It was not on a long watch. I had it on a watch. I do my after hours subscribers video. I do kind of late. I do the short watch, long watch, and then I have stocks I just call top watch. If I call them top watch, I don't have them identified. I just have them in action at a point, like I was just kind of showing there on these others, where they can pull back, can go either way. I'll give this thought if I'm long bias or short bias. So this was one of those stocks on that long watch. This was another stock that was on the long watch, DXCM. What a monster day had there. This is intraday. Big run up sideways and another break. Really nice run there. I don't know anything about this next one. It is coming into the bull zone. Not really consolidation. That's a pair of them right there together. MDLZ, nice day here. Not a consolidation, just picking up momentum back up from all this mess here. Not a consolidation break though. Again, another not a consolidation break, making new highs. This actually wasn't even on the bull zone, way up here. So it is picking up momentum very nicely, and it is in a pretty good weekly consolidation. This is definitely not consolidation other than this little consolidation down in this area, and it is giving it first momentum up. After going up, pulling back, this is another thing we teach a lot about. Here's your support line. Went out and held that. Went from the top, my upper pivot, my target 1, my target 2, all the way to my lower pivot. When it gets there, it's probably done many times. That don't mean it don't bounce and take it out again for more down, but held it very well right there along because it lined up with the support area. Now it's gave a bounce up into beyond target 1, about halfway up between target 1 and 2 at this level it bounced from, and it reversed back, held the pivot again, and it's headed back up. This stock could be an actual run on up. You got your 50-day up here, not far above you. That's not going to be a fast mover at all. Back to the bull zone. It was there already the other week, breaking out, gave a pullback in market turmoil or just daily pulling back like they do when they gap up. This stock held the 200-day. 2 nice days back up into this resistance area. Very strong stock right here. Not really a consolidation break at all, but back into the bull zone here is newly calculated after all this pulling back, and it is looking pretty strong. Had a doji week last week. Swab daily consolidation break. Same thing here, just a nice, it's at the 200 day as well. So there's a catalyst here. These reach, so I'm not sure what they're going to do, but if it gets above the 200, it did get above the 50, it could get a catalyst here, so that could be worth watching if it's a stock you're interested in. Keep that in mind. STX CJ Holdings at not all-time highs, but back to most recent highs, and just getting a new bull zone momentum going here. Not a consolidation break. TMUS, again, not a consolidation break, is over the 50 and the 200 into our bull zone just on this retracement. Not consolidation break. URI, not consolidation break. Gaining momentum off the 50-day, 2 or 3 nice days in a row here. USG, you got somewhat of a consolidation down here. First sign of any kind of bullish looking anything to me, and it's getting through this old support resistance line. It's got a pair of them. It closed right below that. And then on the weekly, you got some other overhead here you got to look at. And this is your next level up here at $36.22. That will be resistance. WDC we talked about earlier. And last stock, XLNX, not a consolidation break, coming back up near these old highs here. We'll get you the recap and get you out of here. Thanks for watching. Remember, this recap grid is just to give you a chance to take a look at what we had on alerts 1 day ago, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, this today, this is this week. And you have our little item we show at the bottom of the charts that we call it our power indicator. We've got momentum, and then we got a trend stability indicator. If it's on a bear, that means we're keeping the highs low enough to keep this still strong to the downside. You see this had another downside again today. WTW we had on yesterday, another $2 day down. It lost a 50 day yesterday. So you see our momentum indicator still intact, and we are still maintaining. This is our original bear zone break. This is the profit from the time it broke. So it touched that barely yesterday at the end of the day, and then another 260 down today. So basically we gave you a short watch on that stock last night, and there you go, $2.69 more profit today. This is the max profit at the low since the alert, and this continues over, and you want to keep watching. Am I staying? And this is a recalculated bear zone at times as it goes further down. So that's what you're trying to do, is maintain your trade stability and strength, and that's why we show you these. Here's your daily bulls, and we're just trying to set this up so you can pause this video and look at all these stocks. Awful lot of bulls for such a weak market. That may be a sign that it ain't as weak as it seems. That's today's we just went over. These are yesterday's. You can see the stocks that had down days today, up days today, more up days today. They got the P&L right here, so you can pick that up pretty quick. The stocks that are continuing up, they're maintaining the momentum by the yellow line. They're maintaining the lows are high enough not for my trend stability to stay strong, and are they maintaining the bull zone, the newly calculated bull zone? We got to slide this down and you get a look at that whole list on both sides here. You can pause this video. There's your list to look at. That's what this is for. And then we'll get you a look at these at the bottom. And that's all you got to do. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our website, daytradersetups.com, swingtradersetups.com. Long-term setups for swing traders, active traders, multi-day option trades. You can set up off these alerts.